everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I get asked many times, how do you stay healthy and what kinds of things do you buy? Because many of my friends and people who follow me on Instagram or just in general who know me know that I like to cook healthy, and I generally try to live a very healthy lifestyle as much as possible, which also has many benefits, not just internally but also externally, whether it's being able to maintain my weight or have better skin than I did before I had this diet, and in general just feeling better about yourself from the inside out. I definitely love grocery shopping. It's actually my happy place, the supermarket. And so today I got a little carried away, but I wanted to show you some things that I bought. So follow me. So here we are. Just wanted to give you a sense of some of the things that I buy. Generally my favorite section in the supermarket is the produce section, but this time I did need to stock up on some dry items. And here definitely I love beans, and I love garbanzo beans because I love to make fresh hummus, and then usually I'll change up the kind of bean that I have. In this case I decided to go for the Great Northern beans or white beans because I haven't had those in a while. Quinoa is a big staple of mine, and generally I like to get unprocessed food. Prunes are also very good for you and they help with digestion. So as you can see, I try to really get a lot of produce, a lot of nuts, oats, things high in fiber, and generally try to go for the healthier options. So for instance, vinegar is great, but apple cider vinegar is even better for you, and this one happens to be unfiltered, unpasteurized, not from concentrate, organic. So definitely trying to get the better option. Avocado oil, I don't know why many people don't know about this, but avocado oil is actually very good for you. It is as good as olive oil, and in fact it has a high heat, so you can cook with this oil and it doesn't ruin the properties of it, unlike olive oil, which goes bad once you start cooking with it. So similarly, coconut oil, you can cook with coconut oil, but coconut oil does have the flavor of coconut, so if you're not a huge fan, I definitely recommend avocado oil because it's a very mild flavor, like you can't even taste it, similar to olive oil but even less so. Okay, definitely can't do without walnuts and almond butter. This is freshly made from Whole Foods. And when it comes to walnuts, I was never even a fan of walnuts or many nuts, but I know that walnuts are amazing for you, and so I've just gotten used to it. So many of these things, you know, some of them I didn't even like before, like kimchi and walnuts and tea, which you don't see here because I didn't buy, but all these things eventually I just got used to liking. Even almond milk, which I didn't bring here because I'm actually going to experiment making cashew milk today. But on to some of the other items. So this is organic coconut milk, and I wanted to give this a try because, well, it says no guar and it's organic, and then I looked at the ingredients, so it's always important to look at the ingredients, and you see the only ingredients are coconut milk and filtered water. And if you buy a lot of these like non-dairy milks or even coconut milk from the containers, like the cardboard or paper containers, they generally have like all these other ingredients like guar gum or galanim. But basically these ingredients, while they may be natural, they actually are not necessarily good for you over time. So I like to buy things in their most natural state as possible. So for instance, even this tomato paste, again, it's in a glass jar. I prefer not to use can, but between the coconut milk that's just simply coconut milk and organic versus one that has many additives, I'd rather go for that one. I also don't buy coconut milk that often. I wanted to experiment making a chia pudding with coconut milk, so that's why I got it this time. And then here, this tomato paste, as you can see, it's in a glass, which I prefer over can. And then the ingredients, let's see. The ingredients are simply 100% organic tomatoes, so no other additives. So generally, it's important to look at the ingredients and see the simpler the better. Just because, for instance, something says it's all natural peanut butter made with natural ingredients, you should look at the ingredients list and see if there's anything else other than peanut butter in it or peanuts. Many times for nut butters, they add like sugars and cane sugar, and all these things are not necessarily good for you. So why not just get completely 100% nut butter that only has the nut itself? So this one is made fresh from Whole Foods, and you can do that yourself as well in many grocery stores. So this is pretty much it. I do try to get a lot of greens and veggies. Today was kind of taking it easy because I get fresh produce delivered to me weekly, but I wanted to supplement that. And these are fresh figs. I tried to get the fruits that are in season. So figs are in season now, and I'm actually going to make a jam from them. So I realized it's so easy to make jam that why buy it? So I am not gonna pretend that I'm a saint. I do have meat here, and while I seldomly, very rarely buy meat or certain animal products, I also don't believe in completely living a very strict lifestyle, because at the end of the day, your body needs a variety of nutrients. But I am very passionate about living healthy and living a long life. And one study that I actually am very interested in is called the Blue Zones study. And they studied people who lived longer than, or generally to the age of 100, and they found that they ate a mostly like vegan-ish diet, in that they ate mostly fruits and vegetables and nuts and grains, but they did eat still like whole foods, like and animal-based products. So they ate like meats and fish and eggs, and dairy, but it was more fish than meat. And even those things were very seldomly, like maybe once or twice a week. So mostly it was almost vegetarian. So there you have it. That's all that I bought today in my grocery haul. And generally these are the rules or the things that I take into consideration when I buy my groceries. Keeping it organic, keeping it as natural and as simple, unprocessed as possible. Choosing a lot of fruits and vegetables, live foods in other words, little meat or animal products, and generally making sure that I get a variety of ingredients or vitamins. When you're also trying to eat more healthy, I don't believe in eating in a way that is boring, or I would put it that way. You really want to be excited about the foods that you eat. So when I was first starting to eat more healthy, I decided to also eat vegetables and fruits that make me happy, to help me with that little hump of maybe cutting out processed sugars and eating more natural sugars. So for instance, I love mangoes and watermelon, and so by eating those things, I felt like I was eating a treat. And I love eggplant, and so eating eggplant felt to me like I was not missing out on anything. But for me, the thought of eating boiled broccoli with a little bit of salt is not that exciting to me. So I think it's important to make sure when you're trying to transition, or if you're trying to transition to a healthier lifestyle and eating healthier, that you also eat things that make you happy, whether it's like the fruits or vegetables, or maybe it's some kind of nuts or dry fruits, even as like a cheat, as if you're having a sweet. I like to do that as well. That's just a little taste, no pun intended, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye. So these are the ingredients. You're gonna wanna have some cashews. I prefer unsalted, but it's up to you. Some ground cinnamon, some vanilla. I happen to have vanilla beans, but you can also use vanilla extract, and some sea salt. And then of course, last but not least, some water. And let's get a mixing.